Hey, 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 happy Majestic Mondays. Today's vibe is about stepping into flow, okay? Living with faith, trusting yourself, aligning with your truth, and surrendering to what you can't control. This isn't about forcing life, it's about moving with it. When we do that, we find peace, balance, and clarity. A few ways I want to get into talking about flow and faith is really defining what contributes to that, right? And I want to specifically focus on mental well being and emotional clarity. So, when we talk about surrender, what does surrender look like to you? What does surrender look like just in general? And with me, from my own experiences, surrendering is essentially not needing to control every outcome and letting go of the weight of overthinking. So that's the contribution to surrendering in your mental well-being. Letting go of the weight of overthinking and no need to control, no more anxious thoughts or fearful thoughts just creeping into your body, because once we have these thoughts, it creates an emotional reaction. And so surrendering in an emotional clarity way is creating space to feel peace, acceptance, and relief from stress. So where can you create spaces this week in order to make sure that you are surrendering your overthinking, your need for control, and allowing peace and acceptance and ease to approach your life this week, and so forth. Another thing that I want to talk about in regards to flow is alignment. What does alignment look like essentially in mental well-being and emotional clarity? Well, in mental well-being, I believe it's just making decisions that match your values so that your mind feels steady instead of scattered, right? So when you are in pure alignment and you're making decisions that are only going to put you in the places that you want to be in, you start to feel more at ease and more content essentially. And that emotionally will create a sense of feeling grounded because your actions and your words and your emotions are all working together. And that's a state of pure alignment, right? That's why I think so. Shoot. And then with trust is another way for you to flow with life and faith. Okay, I am someone who is still working on the trust aspect, not just with other people, but within myself. What trust looks like in the mental well-being world is making sure that you're building confidence in yourself, in your path, reducing like anxiety around the what ifs. Like, what if this happens? What if that? What if this? What if that? That is a very fear-based thinking. And I tend to navigate that way more than most, and I have to exert a lot more confidence and reassurance and affirmations to allow myself to build that trust within myself. And then when I do that, I'll be able to have this like emotional clarity of choosing faith over fear, believing that this is going to work out versus what if it doesn't. And this will give me a calm energy, even if things are uncertain or when you are unsure of what that looks like, right? Flow can be extremely, extremely scary. I don't know about you guys, but for me, for sure, like going with the flow in the past has really put me in harm's way. It's put me in danger. It has hurt me. However, at the same time, it has taught me certain lessons that I needed to learn. And with that being said, if I continue to move forward and make different choices and changes and decisions, then I'll be able to still trust in myself to know that I can get through it and get through whatever it is I'm going through and have the faith in myself that I will be okay. And that's hard for me. I'm gonna just be real honest with y'all. That is extremely hard for me. However, I am doing the work every day to ensure that I show up for myself. And one way I do that, as y'all know, is I like my affirmations. I want you guys to repeat these affirmations with certainty and ease. I will be holding on to these affirmations as well. I trust myself and the path I'm on. align with choices that serve my highest good. I surrender what I cannot control, and I feel lighter for it. I would like to speak the Serenity Prayer. This prayer has helped me in so many ways, and I believe it correlates with this episode so much. I have this Serenity Prayer tatted on my forearm, so it's embedded in my body, in my blood, in my soul. The Serenity Prayer goes like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I want you to repeat those affirmations as many times as you need throughout the day, throughout the week. If you need to come back to this episode and hit replay or fast forward to whatever minute this is, you clock it, okay? With those affirmations, I have a quick action step for you. It's simple, it's very chill. I want you to really choose one situation that's been stressing you the out, okay? Like really stressing you, OD, like literally making you just like, you know? And I want you to ask yourself, am I fighting this or can I flow with it? Write a quick note. If it needs trust, affirm yourself and say, I got this. I got this. If it needs alignment, check if it matches your values. If it needs surrender, let it go and breathe. This action step alone, honestly, will bring a lot more clarity mentally, emotionally, and it'll reflect in your actions and the way you go about everyday life. I am going to do this with you. Let me give you an example of one situation that has been stressing me out. One thing that has been stressing me out is essentially developing relationships with others. I am usually fighting it. I'm usually fighting it. And to be honest with you, what comes with that is trust and alignment. In order for me to surrender, I have to have that trust, and I also have to build that alignment and ensure that the relationships that I'm developing and building are, one, matching my values, and two, I can trust that they are for my better good, or I trust myself to show up the way that I need to, and then that will allow me to surrender, let go, and just breathe and just let it be so I could flow with faith. However, that is always my issue is the development and trust that people have good intentions when it comes to coming into my life. So ask yourself, am I fighting this or can I flow with it? One thing I can do, I can flow with it, but my natural response is to fight. So I got to repeat and affirm and let myself know that I got this, and that if it doesn't match my values, how can I communicate, and how can I shift focus, and how can I redirect the relationship or cut it off, whatever the case may be, so that I could surrender and let it be. Yeah? That's just one action step, y'all. Choose a situation. Ask yourself the question of, if am I fighting this or can I flow with it? And then reassert if you need to with trust, saying I got this. If it needs alignment, check if it matches your values. And if it needs surrender, just let it go and breathe. With that being said, we're going to get into our mini guided moment. It's going to be very short and sweet. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to inhale peace and exhale control. Imagine yourself walking down a path that unfolds step by step. No rush, no fear, just trust. know that you recognize some feelings that come up that are like, can I trust this? What if? What happens? Should I go this way? I want you to whisper to yourself and say, I flow, I trust, I align, and I surrender. Go ahead and open your eyes and remind yourself that it's okay, that you do not have to control every outcome. Just breathe and let it go. This week, don't fight the current. Flow with it. Faith, trust, alignment, and surrender aren't just words. They're ways to protect your peace and keep your spirit light. Carry that with you into everything that you do. Until next Majestic Mondays, keep flowing, y'all.